I would just like to welcome you all now to this webinar, which is all about saying goodbye to your money fears with ease and grace. And I am really excited to be bringing this to you. Oh, Tanya, you can see me. Can you see my my screen to say goodbye to your money fears with ease and grace? Can you let me know if you can see that, because I have shared the webinar screen, so hopefully you can see that. You can see that's brilliant. Okay. Wonderful. So we will begin. Now. So I just want to start by telling you a little bit about myself. So I am live down in the southwest of WA, which is why when you said Perth's pretty miserable, it's pretty miserable down this way too. It's not the greatest weather today. I am a mum of 3 with a dog as well, so you could possibly hear Spike in the background. The kids thankfully are at school, so you shouldn't hear them, but I'm hoping Spike will stay nice and quiet in his bed for the rest of this webinar. I love the beach. The beach is my happy place, and I am very grateful. I only live a few minutes drive away from the beach, but the beach is where I go when I need to renew my energy, when I just need to get connected again to that beautiful Mama Earth. The beach is my go-to place. And if I can't get to the beach, you'll find me wandering through forests, hugging trees. I find it very hard to walk past one of those, or any tree really that's big that I can just wrap my arms around. It really is such a joy to me. So they are my favourite things. Being in nature is my favourite things to do and be. And I love to travel as well. In fact, it was when I was travelling over in England when I was younger where I met my husband. He is English, and I lived over there with him for 5 years before we came back and settled down in Bunbury, down in the southwest of WA. And we go back when we can, but I still have quite a yearning to travel and to see as much of the world as I can. I just adore experiencing new things. And it was coming back from that time in the UK, living with Matt when I came back to Bunbury, when I sort of fell into bookkeeping. Oopsies, I've gone too far. Let me go back. There we go. I sort of fell into bookkeeping when I came back from England. My dad's bookkeeper was leaving and he needed a bookkeeper, so I jumped in and became a bookkeeper for my dad originally to start with. And then our family accountant asked me to do some bookkeeping for him. And then it sort of grew, word of mouth, got more and more clients, more work. And all of a sudden I had my own bookkeeping business. I was a BAS agent with the ATO and had really sort of just fallen into this profession. I really had no idea where it was going to go, it was not something that I envisaged myself being. It just became one of those things and where I was. And a few years ago, I sort of woke up and I'd fallen out of love, really. I had sort of fallen out of the joy of bookkeeping. And I started looking for something else. I had a yearning in my soul, I guess is the only way I'm able to describe it. And that yearning brought me into the path of the Institute for Intuitive Intelligence and onto a year-long course to study to be an intuitive guide. And I can't really tell you what drew me or what made me or want to do this course. I just could not. I had so many people asking me, why was I studying to be an intuitive guide? What is an intuitive guide? It was so left of centre from what I was. I was quite a person who was quite, I had numbers in my brain constantly. It was either black or white. And to sort of throw that all away, all that side of me away, and to dive in to be an intuitive guide really was completely different life. And in fact, even the first term of studying, I was sort of in denial even with myself that this is what I was doing and this is where I was. I didn't tell many people that I was studying to be an intuitive guide because even my own self was a bit unsure of why I was on this path and on this journey. But through that study, it has been the most amazing life-changing year of my life. So what is an intuitive guide? An intuitive guide is a fear hunter. I go into your subtle anatomy, into your subconscious, and discover what your fears are, what your dominant negative self-beliefs are, and they get excavated. I excavate them out from the darkness and bring them up to the light and clear those fears that have been sitting with you for lifetimes, majority of the time. For so long you've had these fears there. And so as a fear hunter, that is our job as an intuitive guide. We hunt down the fears and clear them from your subtle anatomy. And it is the most magical experience and the most fulfilling job that I didn't expect it to be. So yes, it's been such an amazing ride. And so what I've done now is I just recently have combined these two sides of my life, this bookkeeping side and this intuitive guide side, and have created to become a financial intuitive. And that as well is very exciting. So why money though? Why? Well, as an intuitive guide, it's not a specific fear normally we go hunting for. We have a look at what your dominant negative self-belief is. So why now am I combining those and looking for these money fears? And I guess it sounds like it should be quite a natural progression really from bookkeeper, combining the two. But I have to say, even though I was and am an amazing bookkeeper, my books are always the last to be done. I was not a very good client of my own. I hated doing my own books. I didn't like facing my own bookkeeping. I wouldn't send out invoices to clients for months because I just couldn't face the money side. I couldn't face charging people of my own worth. I would go, yes, months until I had zero in my bank account, and then I would send out a whole bunch of invoices again, sometimes for a whole quarter, and get them to pay me some money because I just couldn't face charging people, invoicing people. I'd do my books once a year instead of once a month. And it wasn't just in my business where this fear of money really affected me. It was even in my own home life. I didn't like emptying the letterbox because I didn't know what I'd find in the letterbox. And if someone did empty the letterbox for me, I would let the letters sit on the hall table for weeks, for months. Like I just did not want to face that side. Like money, I just didn't want to face it. I had such a block to it, and I didn't realize. I really didn't realize. And it was during this work that we did that I started doing as a intuitive guide and using all these tools. I thought, okay, so if these tools help me clear so many of my other fears, which they did, I'm going to try and use them to work on my money fears, to help this side of me. And I did, and the results were just amazing. Like I couldn't believe the difference that the work that I was doing to myself did. Because as a bookkeeper and in the finance space, I have done so many trainings and learnings of money mentoring and money mindset, and I understand all of that, and I tried to bring that in as well into my own life, and that was part of my world. But it wasn't until I started going into that subconscious area of myself, into my energy body, and clearing the money fears at that level that it made a difference. It was only at that level that it made a difference. All the other work I had done just didn't touch the surface. It didn't. And so I got really excited about it because I thought becoming an intuitive guide was my way out of bookkeeping, that it was the way I was going to close the door on that part of my life, and intuitive guide was going to be the new path that I would be following. I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would be combining the two. But when I was able to use my knowledge and my experience as a bookkeeper and bring it in with intuitive guide work and use myself as a guinea pig, really, it definitely became something I felt needed to be shared with the world. And what I realized is that money is a prison that most people put themselves in. I had put myself in there. I really had. And we don't know how to manage it. I didn't. I was never taught how to manage money. And even the way we spoke about it, it just wasn't something in the normal conversation. It's like it's like money and sex, and they're the two things we don't really talk about, are they? That we just, you don't talk about how much money you earn or anything about money, to be honest. But the thing is, money is power. whether we like to admit it or not, money is power. If you can just think the difference you can make if you had all the money in the world, the difference you could make to your life, to other people's lives. There is no question that with money comes power, and if you are able to have more of that money, you can make more choices and bigger choices and have more power in your life for what occurs in your life and in others as well. And so setting women up for success with money gives them power, and that's what really, really excites me, because I have to tell you, I truly believe that women will change the world, and it is up to us to make a difference. I work primarily with women. I don't work with men, because I truly believe as women, we are the ones who are going to change this world. We are the ones who, with our heart-centered and soul-driven work that we can do, will really make a difference to this world. And the more money we can have, the more power we can have, the bigger difference we can have. The more money I can help my clients make means the more people that they can help, and then the more people their clients can help, and it just grows bigger and bigger and bigger, and the change that we can have in this world is phenomenal. Because I truly believe we are the ones to change the world, and together we will rise, and we are stronger the more we can do. So I guess that's really why I've turned towards these money fears and clearing people's money fears, because I really believe it is the way forward for us all and for the world. I'm sure you've noticed the world's not in the best state at the moment, and the more women we can get in power, the more women who can have a say of what happens, I truly believe it will change the world. So that is why I'm combining these two loves. Okay, next. My slides have stopped. I must have got all my excitement on there, but it's just slowed down. Oh, there we go. So what we'll be doing today we're going to begin that work to bring back your power, to bring back your money. We're going to take a journey to identify what your money fears are, and then we're going to transmute them at that subconscious level. I then have a special offer for you at the end, which I'd love to tell you about as well. But really, today is about starting that work on yourself to be able to bring those money fears up and clear them. So I would love you to grab your journal and your pen for me. Hopefully you've got it there nearby. Grab that for me. And by the way, if you want to make any comments or grab my attention, ask any questions as we're going, jump in the chat box, let me know, and I will get to them. But at the moment, if I can get you to grab your journal and your pen. While you're doing that, I'm going to have a quick sip of tea. Now, with your pen and paper, at the moment, I want us to have a look at our conscious money beliefs. So these are ones that we're aware of. These are ones that sit in our head. And the idea is I want you just to start jotting them all down on the paper with your pen. So I want you to have a think about what your childhood memories were about money, some expressions that you heard growing up, whether your family discussed money or not, what you feel about money. What we're trying to do is get it all out of our head, because when we go deeper into that subconscious space, we don't want our heads to be playing around. When we go deeper, we're going to be listening to our heart, not our head. So the best way to do that is to get all of our beliefs out onto the paper now that they're coming from our head. And yeah, so whatever you recall, whether it's from childhood, recently, another big one for me was the old money doesn't grow on trees. I heard that quite often. As well as you have to work hard to make your money. That was a big thing in my family. I'm not sure if it was in yours, but in my family, you had to work hard to make your money. You had to get the best job possible to make the most money. Work and money went together. There was no talk about what you love and about following a passion. It was all to do with money and work and working hard. So that's where I came from. But I'd love to hear yours. If you want to jot anything down in the chat box, share with me, let me know what your money beliefs were, what you grew up with, how you think about money now, anything like that. So feel free to jot it in the chat box as well so we can talk it through. Hopefully as I say, The idea of this at the moment is just to get it all out of our head, because we don't want to be listening to that when we go deeper, which we'll be doing very shortly. And you're ready, just dot in the chat box for me too that you're done, so I know we can move on to the next part of it. As I say, feel free to share anything you wish with us as well. I think there's quite a few of those money beliefs that we all have that are all very similar, like money doesn't grow on trees. There seems to be one as well. Yes, yep, constantly being told we can't afford that. Yes, yep, that's one we had as well. That costs too much money, can't have that. Dan saying she grew up in a house where we didn't talk about money. It was impolite to talk about money. That's a very true as well. That's a very big one. Money, like I was saying earlier, money and sex are two areas we don't talk about, and the two areas we need to talk about normally get covered over. Oh, I love that, Tanya. Tanya's mum said she always had expensive taste and needed to marry a millionaire. So there was no mention that she could make big money for herself. That's a big one. That's great, Tanya. Well done. Yeah. Yes, Karen had the same. Money doesn't grow on trees. Need to work incredibly hard, find a job and stay with it. Yes, all comes down to security. So you'll see that there is a lot, very similar themes that we all have, and it's all about that sort of that lack of money, and we all have it. It's all what we grew up with. It's in society, it's in our families, it's I say even in our other lives that we've had. So it's a big thing to work through. The higher you get educated, the more money you will have. Yes, that's another one I had as well. Study hard. The harder you study, the better job you'll get, the more money you'll make, regardless of whether you enjoy the work you do or what you're studying. Yeah. I like that one, Mel. Money's given with conditions. Yes, so if you're ever given money when you're younger, without conditions on top as well. Yeah, and growing up not having very much. Yeah, so you can see how all of these beliefs can actually create and define you as well as you grow. This is wonderful, everyone. We're getting it all out of our heads, because I say when we going deeper, these are all our conscious money beliefs, and we want to get it out, and it is very good to look at this and to reflect on this. But then we're going to go to a deeper level as well, and that in that deeper level, you may find that the fear in this deeper level ties into everything that you have looked at and we've spoken about just now. But it's at that extra deeper level, at that subconscious level, where we need to excavate it out and clear it out. Karen just said, passion doesn't come into anything. Passion doesn't pay the bills. That's true. That's a very, I've heard that one too, yes. Yes, you can't make money doing something you love. Why not? That is the question, why not? There's a lot of fear underneath all of these that we've been saying. So thank you for sharing. Amazing. Okay. So now that we've gone into that conscious level, I'm going to take you a bit deeper. I'm going to take you into an altered state of consciousness, into a deeper state. Tanya's just written that arty people, creatives don't make money. Yes, that's another one, Tanya. Yeah, you can't, that creatives don't make enough money. Okay, so as I was saying, it's time to go deeper into that deeper level now. So a couple of things I want to check. I want to make sure that you're sitting up and you're comfortable. The reason we sit up is, one, I don't want you falling asleep, which can happen when we go into this altered state of consciousness. So I would love if you're laying down now, if you can sit up and make sure you are comfortable. Also, just make sure you're not going to be disturbed, because we are going to go into a meditation. We're going to go into that deeper altered state of consciousness. So make sure you are not going to be disturbed. Your phone is off or on silent. I've just put the video off with a question mark. If you would like to, you don't have to, you're more than welcome to leave your video on, but if you would like to, you can turn your video off. The reason I am saying that is sometimes when we go into this deeper area, we can actually excavate some really big and heavy emotions, and I want you to feel that you are safe and in a safe place where you can let that all out. I don't want you to feel this rising and feel the tears coming and then think, I can't go there because my video is on. So that's the reason I just have put that there. If you can feel that energy building, and sometimes we can feel that beforehand because that space has been created and held for you from before we started this webinar. So if you are feeling that, feel free to turn your video off, and if you feel more comfortable that way as well. So if you are happy with all of that and you are comfortable, not going to be disturbed, your phone is off and you're ready to go, I now invite you just to close down your eyes. Closing down your eyes, letting yourself sink deeper into the chair that you sit. Just taking a big deep breath in through your nose, filling up your belly, and out your mouth with an audible sigh. And as you're sitting there, just let yourself sink further into your seat. And I want you just to take a moment now to do a quick scan through of your body, starting at your head, scanning down and seeing anywhere that needs to be just relaxed a little bit more. Do you need to relax your jaw? Can your shoulders drop a bit more? Are your hands clenched, or can you relax them? All the way down to your legs, your feet. Really just relaxing into your body. This is the time that your body can take some time off. Your body doesn't need to do any work at the moment. So let it relax. Let it sink further and deeper into your chair. And I want you just to continue breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, but just elongate your breath. So perhaps breathing in for the count of 4, breathing out for the count of 6. And as you're breathing in, I want you to watch your breath, visualize your breath going in through your nose, down into your heart. And every breath in, your heart expands. Then you breathe out. Watch that breath back out again. And again, visualizing that breath, breathing in, watching your heart space expand and out. And continue to do that. With your eyes closed and your breath lengthened, you're signifying to your physical body that you are safe to be here. You are able to be here, fully present. Just for these next few minutes. Everything outside is packed away. Continue that beautiful, slow breath, watching your heart expand. You can let your breathing now return to its own natural rhythm. And keeping your attention though into the center of your chest, into that heart space of yours. I want you to feel, think, sense, or imagine a spark of light at the center of your chest there. And with every breath in and out, that spark of light begins to expand effortlessly outward. Out across your chest, up to your shoulders, and the light flows effortlessly down your arms, over your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your hands, down every finger and thumb. Your light continues to expand effortlessly up your neck and over your chin, your mouth, your nose, your eyes, your ears, down every strain of hair. And it continues to flow down your back, the lower back, swirl around your torso, filling up your stomach. The light continues down over your hips, your buttocks, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your shins, your feet, until the next breath. This light covers your entire physical body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. No effort required. And still, this light begins to expand effortlessly with every breath in and out. Easily and gracefully. Light expands out through all the layers of your energy body, your entire energetic body, shining in your light. And still the light expands outwards further still, so easily, elegantly. The light fills up the entire room in which you sit. No effort required. The entire room is shining in your light, in your consciousness. And you notice that as your light expands, you have lifted out of your seat. You've lifted up through the ceiling and above the roof of your house, your light continually expanding, covering the whole building you sat in, now the neighbourhood. You rise higher and higher as your light expands with such ease and grace, covering the whole region that you live in now. This light effortlessly spills over and outwards. As you rise higher through the clouds, you see your whole state is now covered with your light. And then next, your whole country. Easily, gracefully. You are expansive and open. This is your true nature. And still you continue to expand your light and rise higher. And as you leave the Earth's atmosphere, you leave the whole Earth now covered in your light, in your consciousness. And still you rise higher and higher and higher, leaving the world behind. You find yourself surrounded by only your light, your consciousness. In every direction you look, there is your light as one with all consciousness. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Let it go out through the mouth. Keep your eyes closed in this space, knowing that you are very safe. And I am here to guide you every step of the way. Keeping your eyes closed in this space of golden light. I'm going to set our intention now for the work that we will be doing. We give the intention now for you to access your subtle anatomy and your subconscious in accordance with your highest good. The fear that is blocking access to your truth melts away with ease and grace. We invite support from the subtle realms to be with us now to increase the power of this process. And so it is. In this space you sit now, know you are connected to all of consciousness. And your heart space is where we will be listening to your intuition, which will be loud and strong. This is a space that we are going to be coming from now. And in this space, I will be talking to you about some words. I'll be bringing them to your attention. And I want you to let these words sink in to your heart space and let them resonate. And I want you to listen to the response you get. Knowing what you hear is what you should be hearing. Do not question what rises. Just let what needs to be heard flow up for your attention. The first word I want you to sit with is success. I want you to roll that word around. Take note of what comes up for you when you think about success, about your success. What feelings do you get in your body? Does your chest tighten? Your shoulders clench as your breathing becomes shallower? What does success mean to you? What fear does the word success rise? You may have a word, you may see something, hear something, feel something. To know what comes up is what you need to hear. Success. What is beneath that further still for you? What sits beneath the original words that bubbled up? What is deeper still? If you're finding that your head is answering, let your head know that it's your heart that wishes to answer. That is where you wish the answers to come from. Do not berate yourself or get upset if your head is answering. Thank it for its input and let it move and pass by. Ask your heart, why am I fearful of success? I ask you one more time, what is beneath that? What is deeper still? You will have the answers. Trust them. Trust what comes up. Even if it makes no sense, trust. As you have that lower layer, either write it down quickly if you would like, or if you prefer, just take note of it one more time inside, and then just place it to the side for a moment. Take a deep breath in through your nose, filling up your belly, then release with an audible sigh. Bring your attention back into that heart space, that vision of you surrounded with light. The next word I want you to place your focus on is money. What rises for you when you think of money? I say it could be words, a word, a phrase, it could be an image, it could be a feeling. Just trust what comes up. And if it is a feeling, if you do get that, any feeling in your body, ask it what it means. Ask it what it wants you to know. Once you have that first answer, I ask you now, what is deeper than that? What is below that? Let yourself go there. Know you are safe to go there. And trust what is rising is ready to be cleared. What do you fear about money? What fears rise? What is beneath that fear? Again, if you're finding yourself in your head, just move your attention back down to your heart space. No need to worry. Just come back and ask your heart. Money. What rises for you? What is deeper than that? Now you might find that it's similar to what was brought up with success. It may be intertwined. I want you to now bring forward to your mind that fear you had of success. With that fear you have relating to money. That is one fear. Take note of what that is. There is two fears, they are separate fears. I want you to see which one, ask which one is ready to be released now, which one is ready to be cleared, which one feels strongest and biggest. When you have that fear, I want you to say to yourself, and be in your mind's eye, I fear, and put it into a sentence. When you say that to yourself, I want you to take note of what happens in your body. Where do you feel that in your body? What does it feel like for you? With that fear in mind, I want you to rate that fear for me on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most intense. Rate that fear. What does it rate for you? And again, this number will come to you with ease and grace. There is no question what the number is. When it comes to you, you will know, just trust, that is your number. I want you to know now that that fear is ready to be cleared. Now work together. Every step clears it further and further out. Once you have got a number for your fear, I want you to take 2 fingers or the palm of your hand, and I want you to place it over your heart space, over the center of your chest. I want you to take a couple of deep breaths in here, in again into your heart space, and out. Still with your eyes closed, your hand over your heart. Elongate your breath again. You may find that it is shortened during this process, but I want you to just expand it a bit longer. Again, breathing in for the count of 4, out for the count of 6. Your hand over your heart, your eyes closed, your breath lengthened. We're continuing to signal that is this heart space we wish to commune with. We are safe to be here. And I now want you to take a moment to cast your mind and bring forth either memories or any memories, or bring mind to events. Anything that brings your feelings of gratitude, appreciation, joy and freedom. Again, do not judge what comes up when you bring something to mind. Whether it's that perfect cup of coffee, the chocolate muffin you had for morning tea. Do not judge what rises, just let it come. Those feelings of gratitude, appreciation and joy, freedom. Let them begin in your heart and radiate out. Just give yourself over completely to these feelings. Allow them to expand in you with as much focus as possible. Know that this is not meditation anymore. This is heart coherence. This is work that I'm asking you to do. Continue to bring your attention back over and over and evoke those feelings, that joy, that freedom, gratitude. Give yourself over to it. And let it build in intensity. And as you hold these feelings, I am holding you, and the infinite is holding us both. We exponentially magnify the power of this atonement. Continue evoking those feelings now. I'm going to drop into silence for a few moments. If you find your mind is wandering, just bring it back. Back it to those events, those memories. Whether it's walking in the sunshine, feet in the grass, children's laugh. There's the last holiday you've been on, or imagining the one you wish to go on. Bring that joy in. That gratitude in. That freedom in. I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose, filling up your belly now. And release with an audible sigh. I want you to look around now again for that fear, that stressful thought relating to either money or success that you previously rated out of 10. I want you to search for it. And when you find it, if you find it, I want you to rate it again. Now this number would have started up around 7, 8, 9, 10. And my intention is for it to be 2 or below. If you find that it is 3 and up, I want you now just to spend some extra time taking yourself back in to that feeling state of joy and appreciation, freedom, Spend a few more minutes in there, evoking those feelings again. If your number is 2 or below, you can lower your hand down, taking a deep breath in through your nose, filling up your belly, releasing out your mouth with an audible sigh. Bring some gentle movement into your body. With your fingers, toes. And when you're ready, only when you're ready, I invite you to open back up your eyes and come back into this space now with us. And grab yourself a drink of water. I'm going to do the same in my Bibbidi Bobbidi Brew cup. Some tea. Have a big drink of water, tea, whatever you have there. Let that come and replenish you again and bring you back to this space. And I invite you to share any of that you wish to, any of that journey, what your fears were that came up, what number you had, what it came down to. If it didn't come down, let me know as well in the box, in the chat box. Put down what your fears were, whether it was the one with success, money, whether it was combined or not, and share with us what came up for you. A little moment to do that. Say yes and have a big drink of water. What came up may have surprised you. It may not have been what you thought you were going to have arise. So that's why we do that journaling beginning, to get all the conscious thoughts out, because sometimes what comes up from the subconscious really is not what we were expecting to come up. So yes, jump in the chat box, let me know what came up for you, what your score was when you first felt it and went into it, and then where you ended up with, and also how you found that. If you had difficulty at all evoking those feelings, let me know as well. Thank you, Karen. Karen has shared fears were mainly to do with success, but it did cross over. The fear of the unknown, the loss of the known in all areas, defeat and failure. Yes, I can truly relate, because it is that success is that unknown. We get so comfortable where we are. We know what's happening in our lives now, whether it's something whether we enjoy it or not, it's known to us. So that success can be that fear of the unknown is a really big one. That's beautiful and amazing. It started at a 10 and Karen got it down to a 1. So amazing. That's beautiful, Karen. Mel, you felt it in your throat, Mel. It's blocked and you cleared that. Wonderful. And that fear of success took you back to primary school and trying to be noticed or approved. Amazing. It was an 8 and now down to a 2. Woohoo! That is so cool. Tanya. Wonderful, Tanya. Tanya had a lot come up for both money and success, about it being dangerous and evil and unsafe. So she started at a 9, went down to a 4, and then brought it down to a 2. Wonderful. Tanya is one of my gorgeous sisters from the 3rd level. It's also an intuitive guide, an amazing intuitive guide. She also saw other lives where her family was massacred for their success. That would have been big, Tanya. Amazing work. Absolutely amazing work. If anyone else would like to share, please jot it down. I am absolutely loving how you guys have just, these huge big fears, you've excavated them out and you have brought them down. Seriously, I'm so impressed with you all. Thank you for sharing as well. Sharing here in the group with us. See if there's any other ones. No, if anyone else wants to jot anything down and share, please do pop it in the box at the moment. And hopefully you're all feeling a bit more hydrated, had a big drink and sort of feeling more, oh, this is jumping back forward and everywhere. Yes, but hopefully you've got that water in you and you're feeling more grounded and back here with us all. So I just want to congratulate you. That was amazing. Amazing for just going there as well. It can be a really big thing to face these fears. I take you where you don't always want to go. Not many people want to go into the shadows and actually see what is there, because it's ignorant bliss when we don't. But unless we go into the shadows, unless we excavate out those fears from those deeper, darker areas, we can't make a difference. So I just have to just congratulate you all for first just showing up and going there. Like, it's huge, and you should be, super proud of yourself too. So thank you. So congratulations. You have begun that journey. You have begun the journey to clearing out your money fears and being able to bring back your power and bring back that money back into your life. And you can definitely continue to do this on your own. You've got that tools now. You can take yourself into that subconscious area yourself and use that micro method tools. So you can continue this work on your own, but you also don't have to as well. So the beauty of being able to get help with this is you can have someone who holds space. You may not be familiar with this term, but when someone is able to hold space for you and to be able to hold that container for you where you are safe and you are able to be open and to be able to express and let what needs to come up. And a lot of the time we can't do that on our own. It takes being in the presence of someone who can hold that space for you to be able to let that come up. And that is what I've done for you today. I've held that space for you. I've created that container for you to be safely sat in and to let what needs to come through for you. So that is one of the areas where I am able to help as well. And it continues on with that intuitive mentoring. Sometimes it's hard to know where we should be going or what we should be looking at or which aspect. It can become overwhelming when we've just got ourselves to see where we should be going. And to be able to have an intuitive mentor on your side to be able to help guide and bring to your attention what needs to be brought to your attention when you don't want to go there can be invaluable, and having that support in your energy as well. So we are energy first and we are physical second. There's no doubt about it. There's been so many scientific experiments and they've got the data that shows our energy body. They've been able to measure our energy body. We are energy first, and then of course we have our physical second. So we can do all the energy work in the world, we can, but if we're not taking physical steps after as the next step, then we're not going to get much further. So yes, we can clear the money fears, but if you don't have someone in your corner to get you to take those next steps, to show you and support you to actually making those physical steps, you can sit on your meditation cushion forever and not much in the physical is going to change. It also helps when you have those decisions and those doubts arise to have someone you can bounce things off of you. So they're all the valuable reasons why you can get help with that. So the question is where to start. And what I would like to invite you to do is to consider having an initial financial intuitive consultation with me. So this consultation is big one. Oh, Crystal just said, yes, having an amazing support system is so important. It really is, Crystal. It really is to have that support system around you. And that's exactly what this, the initial financial intuitive consultation is. Like it's a big session, I got to tell you. It's a 2.5 bumper session. And we start with a method session. The first part is actually that energy evaluation of your core money fears. And we do that through the actual intentionally set session where I go and evaluate what your core fears are. But then I have a look at it through your chakra system, and then have a look at where in your lives, your other lives, your past lives, did this fear begin? Because so often, 99% of the time, I mean, we've been here so many other times, majority of the time, this fear has begun in a past life. And so I access where that is and we clear that as well. So this energy evaluation continues and the clearing continues through this whole first hour process. We clear that core fear at the subconscious level. And then once we've done that, once we've got through that first half of the session, we then kick into the financial side. So if you have your own business, we have a look at your profit and loss and your balance sheet. If you don't, then we have a look at your home budget, or we have a look at finances. And then still using that intuitive mentoring side, we work on the energy around that, and we create those clear actions for how you can become profitable in your business straight away. Excuse me, or how you can bring more finances and in your home budget and in your home, how you can actually bring more money into your life in whether it's personal or business. And then what I'm offering today, if you do have one of our initial financial intuitive consults, the initial consult, 2.5 hours, is $297. But what I'm offering for everyone who's on the webinar is a free follow-up session after. So in these follow-up sessions, what we do is we set up the new habits and the new structures moving forward. And that's both in the 5D and the 3D level. So what that means is the 5D level is the consciousness, is the energy world, down to this 3D world, which in its everyday life. And so it's those two areas that we really need to create those habits and structures in, to be able to create lasting change. And so the free follow-up session, the follow-up sessions are normally $225, and for you today, that is all included if you book in. So I will also put this in the email. There is the link there to sign up if you would love to jump on in. You can also grab a 15-minute call with me as well if you want to have a chat and see, ask me any questions, or yeah, if you've got anything that comes up or come up from this, grab a 15-minute free chat with me as well. I would love to connect with you and see how I can help you, and yes, get rid of those money fears that are sitting there once and for all. If you've got any questions at all, please drop them in the chat box for me. I'm just going to have a quick look at the chat box. Tanya's had to go, no problems. Beautiful Tanya. If you have any questions at all, whether it is about the consultation, or whether it is about the work I do, or about the webinar, of what you experienced during this webinar as well, just drop them in the chat box. And you can also email me or hit me up on Facebook too. I am more than happy to answer any of your questions. But if there's no other questions in the chat box, no one else had anything else to say, I just want to thank you again. Seriously, it has been an absolute privilege to present this webinar. I have had the most fun, and be able to see everything that you guys have been able to excavate and to shift and move has just been exquisite to watch. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Crystal just said that was amazing. Thank you so much. Such a valuable treasure your work is. Thank you, Crystal. I really appreciate that. And yes, I appreciate all of you for being here live. I am so excited to bring this work out and to do this work, and I'm so excited to have had you here with me today live as well. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Denise. Thank you for being here. Yes, so any questions, just hit me up, let me know. Have a look. Karen's just said, consultation being that they are business related, can more than one person attend and participate? If you mean if you have a partnership, Karen, like if you're in a partnership together, let me know if that's what you mean. If definitely, oh yes, okay, cool. Definitely the follow-ups can be too, but because we start with that, the method session to begin with, then that's really something you have to do on an individual basis. But if that is the case, I can definitely work something out where we can organise to have the partners both have a method session and then do the final part together. So yeah, that's no problems at all. But yes, that's really that beginning of going deep down into your core money fears. That really is a one-on-one process to start with, and then we go from there. But yeah, no problem. Wonderful. Thank you everyone for joining me again. Feel free to reach out if you need. And until next time, it has been an absolute pleasure.